Downtown Radio News at 2 o'clock, Pamela Gardner. A group of journalists have been allowed into the controversial H blocks at the Maze prison, and they've been talking to some of the inmates. Eamon Mallie was there.
25-year-old Robert Sands, a father of two from Belfast, Twinbrook, is a gaunt, long-faced, meagre-framed man with a ragged beard. The most outstanding feature of his physical being, which struck me, was the gun-dog like alertness. He told me he was a dedicated volunteer of the Provisional IRA, who was dying and was prepared to die, rather than yield to the description of a criminal. When I challenged him on the Pope's heartfelt plea to the IRA to cease the violence, he said he too wanted peace, but with justice. And he pledged if he were freed tomorrow, he'd engage in what he called the war against the British government, until, he said, they quit Ireland. I put to Robert Sands starkly, did he condone the murder of Lord Mountbatten, a 79-year-old man? He replied, he wanted to see nobody die, but added, Lord Mountbatten was part of the British war machine, and was, he said, as guilty as any other member of it. Eamon Mallie, Downtown Radio News at the Maze prison.
A 44-year-old mother of two teenagers was shot dead in the doorway of her home in West Belfast tonight. She's been named as Sadie Lorimer, and she was gunned down in front of her mother and sister. Her 13-year-old son was upstairs at the time. The gunman arrived on a motorcycle and shot Mrs. Lorimer as she entered her front door in Rodney Drive. An eyewitness told us how it happened.
I was walking up the street to go to a friend's house to make a phone call whenever a motorbike stopped outside the lady's house that was shot. A man walked into the house. As I thought was a friend, he was very calm. Next thing I heard 3 shots, and the man walked out again very calm. The driver didn't move at all. He kept the motorbike running, and the man pointed the gun at me when I screamed, and the driver panicked and drove off. One of them had jeans and they had yellow helmets.
What did you do then? Did you run round to the house?
No, I stood and screamed, and then I ran into the house. And the woman was lying in the middle of the floor with the blood running out of her.
Mrs. Lorimer's death brings the total number of people killed this year in Ulster to 81, the same death toll recorded during the whole of last year. 2 armed robberies in Belfast tonight. A youth carrying a handgun flagged down a city bus on the Ligoneel Road and held up the driver after stealing a sum of money he made off. 10 minutes earlier, 2 men, one armed with a shotgun, entered the wine cellars in the Newtonards Road, held up staff and took away 2 bottles of whiskey and an undisclosed sum of cash. No shots were fired in either incident and no one was injured.